Hello, friends. Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, June the 25th. And today I want to ask you a question. Who is your God? Or what is your God? Actually, should be the question. I ask this question because a lot of people don't realize that they have false gods or they idolize things. And when I say that, I mean, instead of going to God, people make food their God. They make shopping their God. They make drugs their God, alcohol their God. Just anything that is not of God, they make it their God. Music, fame, money. And that's not what we should be doing. We should be going to God. He is the only God. And it states that in Jeremiah 10:10. It says, "But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God, the eternal King. When he is angry, the earth trembles. The nations cannot endure his wrath." So before you think about making something else your idol or your God, you might want to think about it first. I know I'm guilty of making other things my God for a long, long time. And my mama can testify to this. For a long time, alcohol was my God. My mom would literally sit there and watch me take down bottles and bottles of alcohol. But she didn't say anything because she knew I was going through something and she knew that I would come out of it eventually. I made alcohol my God for a long time. I made exercising my God at one point, and I still exercise, but back then I was doing it as an escape. I was trying to escape the world by running. I kept thinking, if I'm focused on exercising 7 days a week, 365, I won't think about all the hurt and pain I'm going through. When in actuality, instead of running, I should have been running to God. Instead of trying to drown my sorrows in that bottle of wine or beer or whatever it was, I should have been going to God. And that's what I'm trying to stress today. And that's what I'm asking. What is your God? Don't make all these other things in life your God, because there is only one true God. And he wants us to come to him and rest in him when we are going through things, when we need help with things. That's what he's here for. And God, it states this in the Bible back in the very beginning in Exodus. In chapter 20, verse 5, it says, "You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God." Now, in this right here, he was talking about when the Israelites were being led out of Egypt and everything, and they were wanting to, what, they had like a little, was it a cow, a golden cow or a golden calf that they were trying to, you know, praise and worship a golden calf when they should have been, worshiping and praising God. And so when he's talking about idols, he's talking about statues, yes, things of that nature. But your idols could also be those other things that I mentioned: the food, the shopping, the alcohol, all those things. And we don't want to go to those. We don't want those to be our safety net. Because, like I've said in past videos, all the things in life, they're fleeting, they're temporary, they're not lasting. Why would you want temporary pleasures when you can have God who is forever? Forever. In Deuteronomy 33:27, it states, "The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms." Why wouldn't you want to be in God's arms and let him be your refuge? Let him be your one and only God. Stop running to Netflix to binge. Stop running to food to binge. Stop running to alcohol, to cigarettes, to drugs, whatever it is. Pray and ask God to deliver you from these things, because he wants you to come to him when you're in need, not those other things. Don't let those other things become your God. Let God be your one and only. And I said, underneath are the everlasting arms. Lean into God's everlasting arms. Little FYI here, and I know my mother is watching. There's an old gospel song that I used to hear in my church in South Carolina called "Leaning on the Everlasting Arms." We used to sing it all the time. And I encourage you to lean into God's everlasting arms instead of leaning into those temporary false fixes and false idols of the world. I want to leave you with Matthew 6:33. "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Remember, he is here for us. He loves us and he cares for us. And he wants us to lean in him and on him. And he wants us to be obedient. And he wants to remain our one and only God, because he is the one and only true God. He is the eternal King. I hope this one blessed you guys. I'll see you in the next one.